You probably weren't expecting to hear this today, but you've been brainwashed. If you have a belief system, any belief system, whether that's a religious belief, a political belief, a social structural belief, any belief system that you hold was a program given to you by somebody else, and you have been living that lie ever since. Now, I was born into a religious belief system, which many of us on this planet were. They say like 2.9 billion people claim to be Christians, and I was a part of that 2.9 billion who claimed to be a Christian. Now, I believed deeply in my belief. I believed that this faith, this religious structure, this organization was the truth. I was told it was the truth, and therefore I moved through my existence as if it was, and it was the only truth. Therefore, anyone else who did not conform to it was wrong. And it was the very same way with my political affiliations. Right? When I first moved to the United States around 10 years old from South Africa and Zimbabwe, I was between the two as a child. When I first moved to the United States, I was plugged right into the democratic system, right? I am black, therefore I am a Democrat. And so I started carrying these temperaments, these mentalities of what it meant to be black, it meant to be a Democrat, what it meant to be somebody who stood on the left side, what it meant to be a donkey as opposed to an elephant. I think it's the donkey. I don't even remember anymore. It was so long ago that I bought into that foolishness. But these were my social programs and conditioning, even culturally, right? Coming from a place like Africa, there were certain traditions that I had and I held on to, but all of them were programs and all of it was brainwashing and all of it was rooted in fear. Every single program that I had playing within my psyche, every single belief system I held on to, every single story that I told myself was rooted in fear. It was rooted in a belief that I was inadequate, that I was not worthy until I did whatever it was, right? So, if it was Christianity, I was not good enough until I believed on Jesus or believed on Jesus hard enough. It was not until I served my community by going out there and indoctrinating others into my religious belief. I was not good enough until I, cut all affiliation with those who were not part of my own religious belief system. And then when I stepped into, let's say, the political, if I was one who would sit down and have a conversation with somebody on the other side, God forbid, and let it be cordial, that I was not loyal to my cause, that I had to be an instigator of war, an instigator of conflict between me and the other side, that if I saw something come up on social media or whatever platform, that I had to respond in a way that showed my true affiliation. And that was also rooted in fear. Now, most of us are moving about life thinking we're living our own lives, when in reality, we are living a life that is based on a script. We're living a life that is rooted on a program. That's why I call it brainwashing, right? Your brain has literally been, well, actually, it's brain dirtying. Let's switch to brain dirtying, because brainwashing means you are technically refurbishing or washing out that brain, so you would actually come back to a place where you are hopefully now creating your own belief systems, right? And operating from a space of power as opposed to a place of victimhood. So let's say you've been brain dirtied, right? You've been socially conditioned. You've been programmed. In the same way a computer's programmed, you have been programmed. And these certain scripts that have been handed to you and gifted to you from a very young age, well, at least the people who gave them to you would see them as a gift. Your family, mostly, right? Your parents would think that they gave you this gift, which is their own mentality, which is their own religion, which is their own political affiliation, which is their own views of life or their own walks of life, their own temperaments and personality traits. They gave you their own ways of dealing with relationships and being in relationship. They gave you these things consciously as well as subconsciously, and you have lived off of those, and that's the reason why you continue to have a life that you know is not yours. There are desires that you have that you know are truly you, but yet you continue to do the very opposite of the thing that you desire. Right? I'm not trying to get all holy biblical on you, because I do not consider myself as a Christian. So family, if you're watching right now, here it is. This is a coming out again and again and again. You're welcome. But, to take it to them scriptures, it's like Paul used to say, there's a thorn in my side that I just can't get rid of, and everything I want to do, I don't do, and everything I don't want to do, I do. It's like that type of mentality. I want to have these healthy relationship dynamics, but I keep falling into toxicity, or I keep displaying toxicity within my relationships when I want to show up as a peaceful, loving, supportive individual. I keep running when I want to stay. I keep staying when I want to run. Why do I continue to live as if I am not in control of my own being? And the answer to that is you have been programmed. You have been socially conditioned, structured in a way that would fulfill this script that you have been given. And it is not until you start to question everything, the entire basis of all that you know is reality, it is not until that point that your life is going to start to actually match what it is you internally desire. Because the true self is looking for its way out. The true self is always looking for its way into plain view. That's why we do what's called shadow work, right? To put light onto those places where there are shadows. It's not saying, you're going into these dark crevices and deep, dark places and evil. No, it's simply there are aspects of yourself that have been placed in the shadows that need light illuminated on them. And yes, they become terrifying because they become the unknown. You no longer know what's in those places, right? You've hid them for so long, you actually don't know you don't know who you are. So many of us are walking through life and we don't know who on earth we are, literally. I don't know who the heck I am. I don't know who on earth I am. And so it is for us to accept our conscious awareness. I don't know if there is, actually, my belief is that we are creators on this earth, right? We have been placed in this physical reality as manifestors, as creators of reality, right? And our belief system hold the key. So I do believe that we have a choice as far as whether or not we're going to be conscious or not. Like, I do believe we always have the opportunity whether or not we're going to be aware or we're going to move through life asleep. I do. So when you have the opportunity to wake up, when you get the opportunity to look at life from a perspective of being conscious, awake, right? Seeing things as they are. I'm not talking about the fear-based, Illuminati's coming to get us, the gray reptilians. That's what I'm not talking about that. That's still a lot of fear-based program. That's another program. The conspiracy theorist program is another program. The them against us is another program. The truth and the reality is that we are all powerful beings, creators, who are attached or we are one, we are connected. There is an infinite that runs through all of us. Therefore, we are actually all one. That is the true reality. And so when we view this paradigm of, the evil people in control, that's still a victimhood mentality. That's still a victimhood mindset that we've been programmed into believing. The reality, the truth is we are powerful beyond measure. And that's the truth that would break down this entire system. That's the truth that is feared most by the one who is operating from a space of fear, operating from a space of control that's rooted in fear, operating from a space of anxiety that's rooted in fear, insecurity that's rooted in fear, that then has them doing all these things to try to manipulate the masses or to manipulate the people in their own households in order for them to feel secure and safe. We have been programmed and conditioned into being the way that we are, and it is only us who can break out of this thing. That's the whole gag about this. Nobody else is going to come. There is no Morpheus. The Morpheus exists within yourself. If we're going to have a Morpheus type of character in our lives, right? Let's say we're the Matrix. If you never watched the Matrix, Morpheus is the bald black dude, the older man, sage. Lawrence Fishburne, incredible actor, always has been, always will be. But basically, it's the old black dude in a movie with the shades on. That's a Morpheus, the wisest dude in the whole story. That character is not outside of you. There's nobody who's going to come into your life. There may be people who represent those aspects, but they're still going to be parts of you. They're aspects of yourself, because it is only you who can accept the path of awakening. It is only you who can accept opening your eyes to reality. Nobody else can do it for you. And so that's the greatest gift you've been given, is that yes, you have been programmed and conditioned. Yes, you've been given a script from the time you came here. You were given your role in the same way I write a screenplay. Boom. You've been given the script from the very day you came here. This is your role. This is how we play. This is how we do this. This is how we do that. This is how we respond to that. This is how we respond to this, etc. And it is reinforced and reinforced and reinforced until you make a decision to break that essentially curse that is over your life. That script is a curse because it is rooted in fear, which is rooted in illusion, which is rooted in a lie, which is rooted in that ego self, the false self. And I'm not talking from woo-woo state of consciousness. I'm talking about as cerebral gets, like the literal brain structure. There have been actual roadways created in your brain for the traveling of these fear-based thoughts, for these fear-based beliefs that you've cultivated over a lifetime. And again, a belief is nothing more than a thought you continue to think until you are fully invested in it emotionally as well as physically. That's all it is. So everything you have been programmed into believing was given to you and repeated until you bought into it. And sometimes you surrendered because you felt that, well, if I don't, it's going to mean danger for me. If I don't, I don't know if I'm going to survive in this family structure. That might have been all it took. And now you find yourself in a place where you are literally buying into and reinforcing the very belief structures and systems that keep you incarcerated within your own mind. You are a prisoner and a slave to yourself. That's tough. Like that's tough. It's bad enough to have somebody else looking to control you, but when you are the one who is your own warden, you're your own gatekeeper per se, you are that prison guard standing in front of your own cell, that's a whole different experience. But when you realize that you are the one who is keeping yourself in that cell, you also remember that you're the one with the key. And that takes stripping away certain beliefs that you've held onto your entire life, which include you are not the victim in your story, but you are a victor, that you are powerful, that you are a creator. That's not always easy to fully accept. It's easy when it's the stuff you want, right? I manifested the job of my dreams. I manifested the woman of my dreams. But when it comes to, I manifested the illness or I manifested the toxicity. Oh, that's not too fun, is it? But we have to accept that in order for us to truly evolve. We have to accept that in order for us to truly step into our power wholeheartedly. You know, the yin and the yang, the good and the bad, and everything in between. Whatever we brought into our experience, we accept that we created that, and so we can create something new. That's the entire gag. You are the one doing the whole thing. Though you were given the script, that script was now taken by you and taken ownership of by you and was creating your own reality. So if you want a new reality, write a new script, which is what I'm about to go do right now. I'm about to go do some screenwriting because I'm feeling that urge to do so. But in the meantime, make sure to get yourself a copy of my first published book, Doing Me Guilt-Free. There it is right there. Boom, boom, right there. It's a little shiny on the screen. Doing Me Guilt-Free, breaking free from people pleasing and unleashing your true personal power. See that right there? That's going to be you, that midpoint right there. For anybody who's like listening to this, it's a chain that is broken. Break the chains from your mind, dude. It's time to unincarcerate yourself. So for anybody who's been watching, make sure to get yourself a copy. And for anybody else who's like, I don't know about the book, all I ask from you is to take a moment today to step away from all your devices, even if it means not watching me. Step away from the devices, spend some time with yourself, meditate, reflect, get in your journal, take a long walk without a phone on you. I know it seems terrifying, but I promise you it's going to be the best 15, 20, 30 minutes of your entire day. Because that's all your inner being is looking for. It's looking for just a window of opportunity to speak to you, to show itself to you. And it's only you who can choose that awakening. So, till the next time, namaste. Namaskar.